Good evening, Lizzie boys, and welcome back to my channel. Yesterday, I had probably one of my greatest doll hauls of all time. Everything in it was a prototype, and that was pretty epic. And, of course, that begs the question of where am I going to display these things? Well, unfortunately, I've already put them on the shelf, so we're just gonna do a tour of the shelf, because I was gonna film myself setting it up, but also I didn't want to leave everything laying on the floor all night, and one of my friends, ex-Canadensis, gave me a very good idea for how to arrange the shelf. So, thank you, Brooke. My shelf looks good now because of you. It looked terrible when I did it on my own. I'll explain it when I show you guys the shelf. I'll tell you what I had done before, prior to how it looks now, so let's get into it, shall we? So here it is. This is my prototype shelf right now. Originally, it was a mess. I had put this Claudine in that corner, and I put Toralei like off to the side in front of the Real Drama posters. I don't know why I did that. Of course Toralei should be in the middle. It just makes sense. I was really stupid to not do that. Everything was just kind of a mess and placed really badly, but Brooke gave me a good idea of what to do. She said Toralei in the middle, and the G3s together, the G1s, and Laguna together. Because Laguna's a G2 doll, but I don't have any other G2 prototypes. Although this is more of a completed sample, nothing about her is hand-painted or anything. But I digress. So yeah, this is the shelf currently. And I guess now we just have to go through everything that's on it. Forgot about Count Fabulous. Yeah, he belongs on the shelf too. He is a prototype, he's unreleased. Yeah, this little guy, as far as I know, has not released anywhere. I guess we'll start with him. This is one of the Cutopia plushies. The other ones that were released are Crescent, Claudine, Draculaura, and Frankie, and Twyla. Those are the only ones that exist in this scale. I don't think Cleo exists in this scale, but there is also a Cleo Cutopia, and there have been leaks of Laguna extremely blurry ones, and hopefully we'll get to see her release someday. But Count Fabulous was never released. However, there is another line of Monster High plushies, and they look like this. There was a Count Fabulous in this line, but not in the Cutopia line. It looks like he was considered, considering this prototype is, like, complete. He just has sample tags instead of the finalized ones. But yeah, pretty cool. I like him. He's pretty cute, squishy, and because he's a plushie, I can safely punch him and throw him around and stuff, and I don't feel like he's gonna break. Unlike some things. Nephra's probably the least interesting one here. She is just a factory sample head, so there's nothing hand-painted about her or anything. Her outfit is entirely stock, and her body is also stock. Just her head is a sample, a hairstyling one, and that's why her bangs look so good. I really like this doll. I think she's cool, and I didn't even know she was a sample when I was buying her. The guy was just like, oh yeah, she's a sample, by the way, and I was like, oh, cool, thanks. My unreleased Ghostly Tea Party Laguna. I bought this one from a pretty popular prototype collector in the community. He was selling a bunch of stuff, and I purchased this Laguna just because I always really liked the Ghostly Tea Party line, and I was bummed that it didn't come out. So I saw my chance with Laguna, and I took it. Her shoes are a reuse of the Laguna shoes from the Monster Exchange line. Her flower is also a reuse of Amanita's from the, what the hell was that line called again? My brain keeps saying Garden Ghouls, but that's a G2 line. This one. Gloom and Bloom. Her shirt and skirt are slightly different to the stock photos that we've seen before. But yeah, this doll doesn't come with too much. That is just how she looks. She's cool. And this doll, again, never came out, similar to the plushie. So these two are both finalized samples of things that never came out. I've also got my test shot Cleo. This is a production sample in which they were testing how the dress would look using alternate fabrics to what actually came out, as well as alternate plastics, because her bracelets are red, as are her shoes. Her shoes are also red, as opposed to the gold and blue that they would end up being. Yeah, I was right, they're blue and gold. I decided to keep my stock Cleo next to her just for comparison's sake, and usually these samples do have faces. For example, I've got a Bujork. My brain is failing me today. I've got a Bujork Cleo back here who uses the original Ghouls Cleo face, but has the Bujork hair. So that's usually what they do. This one just did not have a face for some reason, but she's still cool. I thought she was pretty interesting, and her dress looks pretty in pink. And then, of course, we have my other prototypes from yesterday. Twyla body is probably one of my favorite things. The darker shadows are just very interesting to me. You can also see her clear plastic joints as opposed to, you know, the colored plastic that they typically would be. This is because her entire body is hand-painted. I don't know what color it is underneath the paint, and I don't really want to find out. I don't want to chip her anywhere. Her outfit does seem to be stock, but her belt is hand-painted, as are her shoes, and Dustin. While I was examining Dustin, I actually noticed that he's got like a bit of a sticker decal around his eyelash there. Like the eyes are a sticker that were stuck on. Thought that's pretty cool. And of course the stickers are peeling on this side, the other eye is fine. And she's got this little card that was displayed with her in the factory. And of course we have her little Dustin backpack. I have the rest of her accessories down here, including a shinier plastic for her phone, bracelet, and earrings. Although this might be paint. Honestly, I think all of these things are hand painted. Her mask 100% is, because I actually chipped it a little bit when I undid that. So yeah, all of her accessories are hand painted. We've also got the Viridescent Draculaura, who features hand painted makeup, both her lips, eyes, and her heart on her cheek. The eye makeup is hand painted. The eyes themselves are not. The way G3 prototypes are typically produced when it's for an existing character is that they'll just use like a base of the character's face, and then they'll repaint the details that need to be changed. For example, you know, like the makeup colors. This Draculaura features hand-painted shoes, as well as a hand-painted set of earmuffs. This thing, I don't know if it's hand-painted actually. I think the paint details are, but the plastic itself is just clear, so that's not hand-painted. Though the thing doesn't close. It's actually missing the little thing up there that would usually keep it closed, and it's not broken off or anything. It's just not sculpted in there, like they just didn't put it there for some reason. Oh, also the most interesting thing about this doll is, of course, that she features a different screening. She uses the China screening rather than the Indonesia one, side by side with the production doll. I should clarify that there is actually a very hard to find variant of this doll that features the China face. It's very uncommon, so I don't have one, but some people do. If you Google it, it does exist. Some people have gotten it, but mine has hand-painted makeup, so this one is a prototype. Once again, I have all of her accessories down here, and a number of them are hand-painted. I believe all of her keys on her key ring are hand-painted. Again, they're just very glossy, and a lot of them have like glitter or other paint colors stuck onto them. This piece is a very hard plastic. I almost think it's like resin or something. I cannot bend it at all. It does not, it like moves a little bit that way, but I can't open it enough to put it around the doll's neck, so I have not done that. This thing also appears to have some elements hand-painted, I believe the cone down here, but this piece I think is just solid black. I don't think it's painted at all. Her shoes have hand-applied glitter. It's not mixed in to the resin, and once again, they're a little squishy, but for the most part the plastic is pretty hard, unlike the Release, which has a softer plastic. I also have this hand-painted Day Out Claudine, who features a fully hand-painted body and slightly warmer skin tone than the Release doll. Similar to Draculaura, all of her pieces are hand-painted, including her shoes. The insides are blue, but I'm not going to remove them because I don't want to mess with the paint anymore. I don't want the paint on her legs to come off. Her jewelry is all hand-painted as well, and that includes the earrings and the hair clip in her hair. She also features different makeup, and her lips are painted still like a kind of reddish color as opposed to the more nude color that her final doll has. She also has different eye makeup, which is notable, of course. Finally brought my stock doll down for comparison. And yeah, the lip color is completely different. It's more reddish here. Her eye makeup is hand-painted, I believe, and that's why it looks so different. They had to add the blue, but this doll also has a darker purple in it to create a bit more of a contrast, though the prototype is a lot prettier. This early face for Claudine just never really worked for me. Her eyes are too big. And finally, we have the fashion studio. So after opening all of the furniture, I did notice several differences between the final releases of stuff. For example, the mirror is foggy compared to the final mirror, which is not foggy and is actually quite clear. Both playsets have a see-through stool. However, the prototype is darker in color and, again, more clear. Here they are side by side, completely different colors, and like I said, not as foggy. All of the small pieces, like the jewelry and the, the hangers, are all hand-painted as well. And her glasses actually are not, however her bucket hat is, so that's fun. Her shoes are also made of resin. They do not want to come off and are made of a very hard plastic. Her bracelets, jewelry, everything is all hand-painted as well, and this doll features significantly different makeup from the final release. She has much lighter makeup and has green in her crease. Once again, compared to the final doll, who features much darker and more vibrant makeup and a darker lip color. This one is lighter. Once again, side by side, different lip color. And of course, the crown jewel is Toralei. Wow, her box is reflective. Okay. I am struggling to get a good shot. Toralei on the floor again. Okay. Once again, clear joints, just like Twyla. Her entire body is hand-painted a slightly darker orange to the rest of her. Her head is mostly stock, but features a slightly different screening due to the lack of the raised eyebrow on the right side. Her earring is glued into place, the one that she does have. Does she have two? She's got two, and they're both glued into place. There is glue remnant on this ear, but the earring does appear to be missing. The box is completely unopened, and when I shake it around, there's no earring rattling around inside, so all I can assume is that it was just lost, or maybe it's in her hair or something. Her eye coffin is completely hand-painted, similar to Dustin. Sweet Fangs is also hand-painted, and the eyes are most likely a sticker decal similar to Dustin. Hand-painted shoes, hand-painted backpack, hand-painted microphone base. However, the stick that actually holds the microphone up is not hand-painted. It does not appear to be, but the microphone is hand-painted. The doll's belt does appear painted to me. It doesn't look as dull and lifeless as Mattel Silver typically does. Like, look at it compared to the microphone stand. You can probably see the difference. Kind of hard to tell if the choker is hand-painted, but because it's solid black, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it is not. Her accessories up here, I'm actually not sure. I would have to have them out of the box to look at, but I don't want to do that. This doll is fully secured in the box. You can see that there are ties holding her in place because she's meant to be a new in-box sample. Her hair is beautifully curled, which it does not look this nice when you get a stock doll. And at the bottom of the box, there is this Brazil logo. Please get the register number from vendors before printing. And it says FPO, which means for something only. I still don't know what the P means. I'm gonna have to check my DMs. It means for presentation only. The P stands for presentation. So, yeah, this sample exists just to show how the doll would look new in box. Nothing about the back of the box is different. However, it should be noted that the box is very heavy. When I pick it up, there is a significant difference in weight compared to the final doll, and I don't know, I feel like part of it might be the backpack. I think the backpack could be really heavy because the weight is congregated around here, so this may be made of resin. I'm not sure though. I'm never gonna open this thing. It would be blasphemy to. Another fun detail about Toralei is that her earrings are glued on backwards, just because, you know, she doesn't have any piercing holes. I think that's kind of fun. It's a cool way to attach them to her. And upon closer examination, I noticed some more differences between the screenings. For example, the noses. This doll's nose is painted much more similarly to the way Claudine's is, compared to the final release, who has the paint just painted on differently. Her eyes are also a bit rounder, they're less sharp compared to the final doll, and her upper lip is actually less full than it is on the final release. So, yeah. Have I been staring at her too much considering I noticed these things? Probably, but does it matter? Probably. I need more things to do. I get home from work and I look at my dolls. I feel like I'm obsessed with this doll, but why wouldn't I be, you know? And actually, there is one more prototype I need to show you guys. She's just not on the shelf. The iconic hand-painted Ghoul Sports Toralei. So unlike my other prototypes that are on like hand-painted bodies and stuff, or I guess not all of them are, some of them have hand-painted accessories, but this one is actually just the head. Everything else is stock. The body is stock, the accessories are stock, only the head is hand-painted. Her entire face is hand-painted, as are the stripes in her hairstyle. I think this was redone by the previous owner, actually, but it looks, like, super nice, doesn't it? Similar to my Toralei in the box back there, this one lacks any holes for piercing, and she also lacks the dark orange patch that's supposed to be over her face. Toralei has always had this sort of split look to her face. It's a big part of her design, and this prototype just doesn't have that. Everything on her face is hand-painted, the cheek stripes, the eyebrows, the lips. There was not a stencil used, unlike these dolls who just kind of have their makeup painted on over what seems to be like an existing face. This doll's face is entirely hand done, her eyes are extremely glossy. She's gorgeous. And also the thing I paid most for on this entire shelf. But yeah, I keep her up on the Toralei shelf just because my one that I've had since childhood is a little bit ugly, so she's better to be displayed here. I could move her to the designated prototype shelf, but I don't really want to, so I'm not going to. But yeah, that is the full prototype shelf and a full walkthrough of everything that I have. So yeah, I'm gonna call it a wrap on this video. I was originally gonna rearrange some more shelves because I have been working on making my shelves look better, but I kind of got distracted yapping again. That's all I do on this channel. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this tour of my new prototype shelf. Let me know what you think of the setup. Let me know if you think I should move anything. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Almost dropped my camera. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you in my next one. Bye!